I just removed is basically a transmission cooler, which I'm removing it due to the fact where last video I actually made a mistake. I said that the AC line got crushed. This up here is the AC. This down here is the transmission cooler that we don't need. Oh my god. My phone just got soaked. We basically just looped the system. This hard line up here that goes to the transmission cooler went into this thing right here. This hose also went into this, so we basically got rid of this and just looped the system with one of the hoses. Pretty simple. Yo, what is up, you beautiful freaking beast? Welcome back to another episode of Danny Knows a Couple Things. In this episode, we're setting up the clutch, transmission, and doing a lot of things so the car can handle the amount of horsepower it needs. Well, let me show you guys something real quick. Look what we just got done doing. You already know, smash that like button, subscribe, because on this channel, we do too many little things. And with that being said, enjoy to this video. So, what's the rest of the things that are in the Z1 box? Now we can get into that. Last video I said I didn't want to confuse you guys, so we didn't talk about the rest of the things that were in the box because now you're gonna know why. Big thank you again to Z1 Motorsports. This build literally wouldn't be possible without them. They provide all the things that you basically need to do the swap with the transmission we're using and even more. So first things we're gonna show, we have Mr. Clutch. So the most important thing that's inside this box, it is the flywheel. The custom flywheel. Check this out. Oh my gosh. It looks nice. Look at that. So you may be wondering, why do you need a flywheel? Or maybe not. If you did not know, we're going with a manual transmission, the one that comes in the 350z, the JK Trans. It's right over there. I'm gonna show you guys right now. And for the VR motor, to be able to hook up to the JK Trans, you do need a different flywheel. I'm not even gonna try to explain it because I have no idea, but all I know is that you need this flywheel to be able to run a manual trans in the VR30. And you may be wondering, can anybody get it? Yes, link in the description. Shout out to Z1 Motorsports. Sheesh. Put this to the side right now. Bam. We do have a clutch. I don't quite remember which one this is, but I will go ahead and link it down in the description for you guys to look at it yourselves. But let's just say that it's not 6-puck. It is regular. Shouldn't be too hard, and it is enough to push mid 400, 500 wheel horsepower. I'm gonna put this in the very beginning. I want some conversations in the comments. What is your dream build? Like, pick a car, an engine, and a horsepower goal that you want to build in your lifetime. Let me know down below. I'll be commenting back, liking, and hearty comments on that engine and this car. And obviously here should be the pressure plate. We do have this line, but I'm going with the heavy duty slave cylinder. So this line that will go from the clutch line from the car to the actual transmission doesn't work. Oh, and also we do have a coolant temperature sensor right here, along with the coolant temperature sensor adapter. All right, so now what we have to do is gotta take off this ugly looking flywheel that will not meet up with the manual trans. 8 bolts in the middle. Obviously we're gonna go ahead. There's also a pilot bush. Oh, there isn't a pilot bushing. Also, there's one more thing you need to do with the trans. I did that a couple days ago. Let's skip to that because it's very, very important. And it is for this crank angle sensor right here. So with this swap, I thought we were not gonna have to cut anything, but there's one thing, actually I did not have to cut it, but there's one thing you do have to do to the transmission for it to bolt up directly to the VR motor. In the VR in the back, there's a crank angle sensor that goes right here, and the transmission, when you put it in, it would hit the sensor. So you have to actually go ahead and crop this much. I'm gonna give you guys a good image just so if you're doing this yourself, you know exactly where to cut it. We're gonna go ahead and use a wheel cutter, something like that. Josue's here. Shout out to Josue with the thing. Or is that maybe up to like here? Dang, that's a clean cut, dude. That's OEM Perfector. That's how they come. That's how much you basically have to cut out of the trans. This is what an automatic VR30 flywheel looks like. Pretty cool. Lesson 101 with Danny from Eric Knows Things. So I didn't think these came with pilot bearings, but this thing right here that I thought was super weird is a pilot bearing. This is what the one from a manual transmission looks like, and this is how the one from an auto looks like. I knew this looked weird, and we also don't have to use this little plate. This is for automatics. The one we're gonna be using is this, the slide hammer puller set. I believe I got this at Harbor Freight, so Let's go. Right there. Check this out. So side by side, this is the manual bearing. Here we got the automatic bearing. Take a look at how much more beefier the Z1 Motorsports Flywheel is compared to the OEM automatic one. Look at this flimsy thing. It's like some big boy stuff, and I love that they put Z1 in the back. But okay, so one thing you have to do whenever you get a Flywheel, you gotta go ahead and hit this with some soapy water or some brake cleaner. Because when I got it, there was oil, and I mean, you just gotta make sure the surface is dry for when the transmission goes in. So a detail that I do have to tell you guys, so this is the bolt that goes from the stock VR30 Flywheel to the back of the car or the back of the engine. You will not be able to use this bolt with the VR30 conversion Flywheel. You are going to be needing your VHR JK Trans bolts. But the good thing is, I believe this Flywheel swap from Z1 does bring these bolts, so you don't have to worry about getting them if you don't have them. It should come with a Flywheel. Either way, check the description. But yeah, good detail. So freaking good. Beefy that looks, but now that this is on, pilot bearing is on, everything is good. Also, I put this between the teeth so then it hit the transmission bolt and it couldn't move the flywheel as I was tightening it. So that's done. Now we gotta go ahead and set up the clutch there, and then after the clutch is on the transmission, we are still waiting for the heavy duty slave cylinder for the transmission, which should actually get here today. So once that gets here, we're probably gonna go ahead and set it up on the transmission, maybe put the transmission on the motor. Whoa, we just ran into a minor but not really problem. So we don't seem to have the bolts that go from the clutch pressure plate to the one and only flywheel. There should be 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. Total of 9 bolts. Oh, that sucks. So I might have to go to the auto parts store, but I don't want to buy bolts that aren't it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We don't have the bolts. It's not Z1's fault. Pressure plate just doesn't come with the bolts, but as you guys know, Eric knows things. He knows the size of the bolt. It's M8 by 1.25 and then 20 millimeters long, and we do need a small washer. So we're gonna see if Ace Hardware has it. If it does, yes. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna next day air it from Z1 Motorsports. Look at that 300. My neighbor's got a 300. Isn't that cool? And he's also a subscriber. And he got that 300 because of me, which is super awesome. So he's probably watching this. Let me have it. So I got bad news and good news. Good news, we found the bolt. Bad news, they only got 5. So we're gonna go ahead, drive like 20 minutes to another Ace, so I don't have to like next day air from Z1, spend like $70 on bolts, on 9 bolts.
Proceed to the route.
That thing is beautiful. Look at that silver. Wow. Moment of truth, we're back home. I did find the bolts. These are different, but I just went ahead and got 10. I was also looking at pictures and they look pretty similar to what the OEM ones look like. I'm so nervous. This better work. Oh my gosh. Let's go! Yes! Yes! Let's freaking go, dude. That is huge. I already showed you the thread pattern in case you guys need them. Thank you, Eric. Most importantly, thank you, God, that it was available near me. All right, unboxing on the GoPro. So what's really cool is that since this car is not air-to-air like the 370Z, you can see a big old intercooler in the front. This car's not like that. It has something called a heat exchanger. It's got these really weird, I've already showed you guys before, but in case you don't know, it's got this really weird things up here that it cools down the turbos, as you can see. Bam, right there. It's got a bunch of hoses and whatnot, and those hoses carry coolant from the heat exchanger. Instead of having one coolant reservoir, This car has to have 2. Why? Because 2's better than 1. Just kidding. Oh, look at that. I believe it's this one. Yep, look at that. Which is this one right here. I mean, we're gonna probably have to mock it up somewhere. But this was for the heat exchanger, and you guessed it. This should be the reservoir one. And a lot of you have been asking me where I find all these parts. Honestly, part outs on Facebook Marketplace is your best friend. Original cooler reservoir from a Q60 that was in a really bad accident. Rest in peace. We're gonna put this away from now. Yes, sir. What's good? If you come Coney Island and see 2 dogs inside your door, I miss you. Oh wait, and when I was gone, something really important arrived. Heavy duty slave cylinder. One thing though, if you are yourself doing this swap, I heard that going ahead and getting the delete kit, which basically deletes this, being inside of the transmission is much easier, much better. But I honestly, personally love the heavy duty slave cylinder. It even comes with another. I've used it on my 370Z for the past, I don't even know, like years. And well, I just wanted to use this again because I know how it works. I know it works and it's great. So this goes inside the transmission. I'm gonna show you guys when we get to this difference and why it's much better. Now the same thing we did with the flywheel, we gotta do with this because this dirty and greasy. Look at that. Woo, look at that. Sick.
Oh.
There we go. Dude, I love this.
Oh. Oh.
Let's go! Covered car fart! The package wasn't for me.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
If you never knew how a slave cylinder worked, whenever you push the clutch pedal in, this goes in and clutch liquid comes out. But okay, I want to show you guys the difference between the heavy duty one. Akira, stop. She keeps eating rocks. You need to stop. The first public service announcement, if you have a 370Z and you're gonna do the transmission, do not, I repeat, do not buy an OEM slave cylinder because it will go bad. 100%. I've been through 3 of them, and after the heavy duty one, I've been fine. That's why we went with the heavy duty one now. But here's kind of like the big difference between the two. Obviously, you got nicer lines. But the main thing is this thing in the middle. This one's just made from better quality. As you can see, there's like a rubber piece here. This one is all this aluminum piece. Here's like aluminum and then rubber, which always goes bad. This is all like one aluminum or metal piece. Yeah, we're gonna take this off real quick, put the new one back in. Also take off this rubber piece right here. And I also do want to go ahead and clean the inside of the transmission. I should have gotten some brake cleaner, but I'm gonna get some soapy water and just start scrubbing everything. Look at that. Not great, but pretty damn clean. You can legit eat off of this. Ooh, that looks good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take this off, put the new one back on. Let's get it. Pretty, not too tight. That is how you install your heavy-duty slave cylinder for your Nissan 350z, 350z, G37, G35 manual transmission. With that being said, video's over, but we just got in the new modification, the first ever modification that's gonna be done to this car, or that we're doing to this car in an upcoming video about the series. But before that video, you're gonna see a little race. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end it off right here. Smash that like button, subscribe. My name is Danny. Welcome to the channel. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me, liking the videos, subscribing, commenting. It means so much to me. You actually have no idea. I love you guys so much. Peace. As always. Hasta